Welcome, everyone. This is Vanessa Gilbert with Chat with Nessa Invest in Your Future. Very excited to have you here this evening. Back with me this evening is Mr. Rodger Hill. He is phenomenal. He's the CEO and co-founder of Foxx Legacy. He was the most popular guest I've ever had in the last 6 months, and I've asked him to come back because of the phenomenal, life-changing results that Foxx Legacy is getting with its products. Welcome, Mr. Hill, to the call.
Great to be with you, Nessa.
Good to see you again. I know we say to touch all these months. I want to give a quick reintroduction to everyone to this phenomenal gentleman. Look, from the Army to NASA to several federal agencies, an entrepreneur, and also since 2015 to present, he's actually consulted for pharmaceutical sales and nutritional companies all throughout. But currently, Foxx Legacy is revolutionizing lives through cellular energy and your health and wellness. And he's currently not only the CEO and founder of Foxx Legacy, but he's also currently the managing director of Green Hill Labs. We're going to talk about greatly how Green Hill and Foxx Legacy, Foxx Restore are connected. And so I'm going to start with this interview because we have a lot of questions. I've talked about you for 4, 5, 6 months now, and about how some of the products have changed my life. And I'm excited to have you back. I know you're a very busy man, so thank you for rejoining me this evening.
Great to be with you.
Okay, now I want to start with your background, which is very interesting. You've had a great journey from the Peace Corps, NASA, working at the Pentagon, developing marketing systems, and now developing cutting edge nutraceutical products. So, can you tell me about what got you from the Army to the Peace Corps to the Pentagon? You have such a diverse background, serving in the military, to what you're doing today.
Yeah, so I had a technical background. I started out in IT, but I always wanted to do something that worked with people. So I kind of ended up in the right place, and all those stops along the way, at the Pentagon, at NASA, before that, and so on. It just kind of positioned me to do what I'm doing now.
Oh, okay. So that's very brief. But I want to ask you, can you educate us on the new approach to health and wellness? Again, I just got introduced 4 or 5 months ago to your products. Cellular energy is not something everybody thinks about. And Foxx Restore and Foxx Legacy, which you co-founded, can you talk about the new approach to health and wellness?
That's my favorite question. Okay, so I've been working with Dr. Elliott, Dr. Bevan Elliott. If you go to Fox, Foxx, restore.com, you can see him there. But Dr. Elliott and I have been working together for several years. And when I met him, he said something interesting. He said that what affects your health the most is simply how much energy your cells can make. And that his approach was to try to turn up the amount of energy that cells produce from something called your mitochondria, by the way. And if we can do that, it would profoundly affect people's health. And we've been finding that out over the last few years. It is absolutely right. And you're one of the witnesses along with thousands of other people.
Yes. Now, how your role at Greenville Labs? How does Greenville Labs play a connection in making the production of the products that actually people are taking all across the country?
So Bevan and I designated Greenville Labs. That's where all the research takes place. So all the things that we're developing are developed out of Greenville Labs. And then we have marketing channels, and Foxx Restore is the primary marketing channel right now for Foxx Restore, for the Restore product. So that's how they fit together. Greenville develops it, Foxx Restore sells it.
Okay, got you. Can you give everybody an overview of your products and the company that is developed for people rejuvenate and restore, the two that I know and
Well,
love so much? Can you give them an
I
overview?
can't. I certainly can't. But let me give you a little bit of technical background on how we arrived at those. The When you turn up energy, you affect everything, because obviously energy takes everything. If you go in your house right now, start turning down that current, at some point the appliances will start to malfunction. And if you keep turning it down, at some point they'll all fail. Well, bodies are the same way. You start out early in life with lots of mitochondria. You are bursting with energy. Literally don't know what else to do with it. You're running all around. But then somewhere towards the end, you're down to 80 or 90. You might have 5 or 10% of those mitochondria left. Now, most of us are someplace in the middle. So let's say you're halfway in the middle. These mitochondria are concentrated in all your major organs, like your liver, your kidney, and so forth, right? But the highest concentration, they're in your heart, they're in your brain, they're in your eyes, right? So just think about that for a second. If you got half the energy you started out with, how does that help your stamina? How does that help your heart? It doesn't. How does it help you think better? It doesn't. How about your immune system, right? How about how does it make you see better? It doesn't. So when we turn it up, we turn up all your organ systems at the same time. When we do that, and with some clever formulating that Dr. Elliott has done, we can affect all kinds of other things as well. Now, what he did was he created this product line that we developed. It's called Ultra Mito. That stands for Ultra Mitochondria. And the two products that you hear a lot about with us are Rejuvenate and Restore. So Rejuvenate is a topical gel. You put it on your skin. It's highly recommended for anything that affects your hair, your scalp, or your skin, literally from your face to your feet. If there's something that disturbs your skin, causes you to itch, scratch, break out, if it's a burn, if it's a age spot, mold, you name it, you should try this product on it. And like so many people, we think you'll be glad that you did. Now, in addition to that, it penetrates deep to affect tendons, muscles, ligaments, and joints. So those people who have mobility issues, you kind of got a little hitchy, you get along, or you're aching or hurting, experiencing discomfort in your joints, you want to try this product. And if those of you who have pain or lack of feeling, poor circulation in your extremities, like your hands or your feet, this is going to be your go-to product. You'll come to rely on this. And that's that particular product. Now, our second generation product is very advanced technology that we're extending to the other parts of the product line. It's called Restore. And Restore is designed to do what the name implies, give people the nutritional resources to regenerate themselves, to rebuild and maintain themselves, maybe better than you ever have before in your adult life. We hear people telling us that. And at its foundation, there are two ancient superfoods. I'm talking about olive oil along with olive leaf, as well as black seed oil. And many of you have heard of that. They're ancient. They've been around for 6,000 years in use. When they opened King Tut's tomb, for example, they found black seed. So what Dr. Elliott has done with some very special technology, it's called XDS, that stands for Exponential Delivery System. He has increased the power of those products many times, the natural ingredients. They're massively multifunctional. He really brings it out. So if you tried those before, it's like you haven't until you tried it in our product. What XDS does, it takes these natural ingredients, which can be poorly delivered, and make sure they get deep into your cells and deep into your mitochondria, where they can do you the most good. Now, on top of these superfoods, we add over 30 functional antioxidants. I say functional because they're there for specific reasons, adaptogens, and essential oils. And there are several classes of things that we can do. For example, this is a very adaptogenic program or formula. It helps keep your body in homeostasis. What does that mean? It means that it protects you from things that can take you out of rhythm. For example, your blood pH, your how you perceive pain, and those kinds of things. There are ingredients in there, for example, to activate or utilize your cannabinoid system. Some people have heard of that because they've taken CBD. We activate that system, don't use any CBD. Those CB1 and CB2 receptors, that's in your extremities as well as in your brain. Okay. There are also ingredients in there that are terrific for your brain. If you'd like to remember things better, if you'd like to be sharper, quicker, make better decisions, how about being more emotionally resilient? Less prone to of stress. All those things are there. If you want to get your groove back, this is the product to get it with. So we've got that going. If you have more energy, who can't use more of that? We're talking about that real energy that comes only from your mitochondria, not that fake energy that you hear Dr. Oz talking about that comes from caffeinated supplements and drinks like Monster, Red Bull, 5-hour energy. Everybody's got more than 5 hours in their day. So that's what that product is. But it turns up everything in your body. There's no telling your senses. Your better taste, hearing better, seeing better. You name it, it's all possible simply because everything takes energy.
Wow. Now, what is the production time for making the products, the various products that you offer? The production time.
So that lets me highlight, it's about 2 months, 6 weeks to 2 months. And I've never seen a product that you just put together and say, here, take this. But to get this technology in, to give this product the technology that was going to reorganize at the molecular level all these natural ingredients, it takes almost 2 months worth of processing to do that. So when you get one of these, and I know you have, it has been processed for at least 2 months before you get it, and that's where the
Yes.
problem, right?
Yes,
That's
yes. And I do, I do take Restore. I think it's been about 4.5, 5 months. My husband and I both take it. So we'll cover the testimonies later. But I know the Restore, actually, the product indicates that it gives people a new, renewed health, and I'm a witness to that. Can you discuss the two ancient superfoods again that are used in the product and how it works within the body to help remedy the ailments
what,
that people
what
have?
the importance of, well, the importance of the superfoods is that, and you can Google them and look at all the studies that have been done to talk about how it's been great for all these things. But what makes it practical is that with the XTS technology, now we can actually get them into your cell, because that's the problem. Most natural ingredients getting into your cell is about like those three stooges trying to get through that doorway in that skit you might have seen, where they're all banging into each other, pulling each other back, right? They can't get through. But with this technology, it reorganizes the ingredients, excuse me, at the molecular level so that they do. And olive oil, for example, is terrific for repairing cell walls. We want to give your cells a tune-up. We want to make them more efficient. We want things need to be able to flow in and out properly. Your cells have two walls and they're a bilayer. There needs to be a particular voltage across them. Uh, when they get damaged, when there's toxins, and that can happen as we go through life, they're just not as efficient. So olive oil is great for that. There are also phenols in there that are, for example, really great for pain relief. Every time I go to the dentist, I take a little bit extra of that product. I don't ever have to fill that prescription they give you, to take with you. I never have to do that. And black seed oil, for example, similar, has amazing benefits. Your skin, your organs, organ function, everything. And so it's a part of our total body approach. We wanted to start with those two.
Yes. Now, also, do you find that there's certain age range of people that purchase your products? Is a certain age range, and are the products beneficial to any age range at all?
They're really beneficial to any age range. Now, we have a lot of older people that take it because obviously the older we are, the more likely is we're going to have some situations that require some kind of assistance. But all the way from young people who are athletes, for example, who take it or just want to be healthier. We had a family that had COVID, and they had a 9-year-old daughter, and they gave her that, and she was over her symptoms in a day. And her
Wow.
mother took 3 days, and that was it.
Okay, now I know we're going to move on to some phenomenal testimonials, and I want you to introduce. I know we have a guest here with us today, Randy, and some other testimonies that you're going to introduce and share with who's listening right now, because this is really life changing, real testimonies, which is I'm most excited about to hear.
Okay, so I've known Randy. Let's start with Randy. And I've known him for a long time. And we were talking, told him about the project that we should get that out to you pretty soon. He said, "How about tonight?" So he came over to my house at 10 o'clock that night to actually get it. And I've visited him in the hospital over the years. He's had a very significant health condition. But let me let Randy take it from there.
Yes, Randy needs to unmute himself.
How you,
There you go, Randy.
how you doing, Vanessa?
I'm good, Randy. Good to see you.
How you doing, Roger?
Great.
Well, listen, yeah, my story is very unique. Roger's, I guess we met in about 1995, 96, somewhere in there. And like he said, I got sick, I had some health issues over the years. I'm a cancer survivor, I'm a Marine Corps veteran, I'm a combat veteran, and so he's been knowing me quite some time. So I'm a Desert Storm veteran from '91. So a lot of things happened over there that may have affected my health. But the thing is, when I got sick with cancer, it really did a number on my lungs. So I had what they call pulmonary fibrosis. And so I had a shortness of breath. There's also a muscle weakness disease called myasthenia gravis that affected my mobility. It's an autoimmune disease. So I've been dealing with this since 1997 when I had the cancer removed, the tumor removed, and the radiation kind of did a number on my lungs. So basically, over the years, the health problems. Rogers visited me in the hospital several times because of this issues. But fast forward to June the 30th, 2020. That's when he said that I came to his house and got this product called Restore. And he said, I called him up, doing a welfare check. How you doing, Roger? It's been a while. I'm doing great, Randy. Started my own company, nutraceutical company. So this product, I said, listen, I need to come and get some of that tonight. So I went over there, it was about 10 o'clock, and I came home. And the first thing I noticed, I took 1 teaspoon of it. Um, I slept like a baby. Matter of fact, I slept on the couch. That morning, I ran up the stairs because I was all this energy all of a sudden. I ran up the steps, told my wife, and I said, Rodger gave me this product, and I had this stuff printed out. Black seed, olive oil. My wife said, I need to look at that. Well, let me go downstairs and get the stuff out the dryer. I said, I'll do it. I ran down the steps and back so fast. She thought I was crazy. She said, what in the world? And I said, honey, I got this energy all this. Roger gave me this product called Restore. But see, my wife and I, we've been in the house 10 years. And I've never gone up and down the steps that fast. Never in 11 years. Because I'm shortness of breath issues, mobility issues, with the muscle weakness. So it's been a struggle. And that night changed my life June 30th. So what happened on June 30th, 2020, I just started telling everyone and sharing my story. You know, I have a Marine Corps veterans that I'm connected with from Desert Storm. I've been telling them, veterans in general. You know, I'm a member of several organizations. I've been a community activist for a long time. I'm on the executive director, executive membership of an organization called NAVVETS. They help veterans with benefits. You know, I'm also advisory on an advisory board for a domestic violence organization, as well as mentoring in my community. And all these different things I've been involved with. You know, this product has allowed me to do it at a high level because I never could have done this with the muscle issues, the breathing, the shortness of breath, and the high level I've been able to perform. So this product has so much energy. And I'm 57 years old. I feel like I'm 25. And I thank God.
Wow.
I would thank Dr. Elliott and his team for offering me this opportunity just to breathe it. You know, one thing I'll say is, you know, it's easy to say you have, I would say, hurting and you're aching, this type of thing, or painful. But when you can't breathe, that's a whole different ballgame. And struggling with that for 25 years now, I can breathe. It's been a blessing for me. I thank God for, you know, Rodger. I thank God for the team, and just I thank God in general. My wife, my sister, my mother, my whole family on the product. My wife's sister, her two sisters, her boss, and almost 400 people all over the country, including you. Uh,
Yeah.
believe it or not, is
Yeah.
on the team that's expanding every day. And we are really excited about it. You know, Antoinette, her story, my story, and so many other veterans, non-veterans alike. It's a blessing. It's just a blessing, like I said. And I really appreciate the opportunity to speak tonight. Thank you, Roger. Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you, Randy.
Okay. So, so Randy's introduced a number of people, and a lot of people are concerned about COVID right now, understandably so. And part of what we know about COVID is it's a vascular disease. It goes through your airways and gets into your bloodstream, and it follows those cells that line your blood vessels. So it can end up in any part of your body. It can affect your brain, your heart, your liver. There's nothing that's out of bounds for it. So there are actually ingredients in this product that have been shown to help protect those cells. And the concern that many people should have with COVID isn't necessarily getting over. Let's say you survive that, but it's that lingering damage after the virus is gone, because what it does is hijack your mitochondria, and it wants to crank out 1,000,000 copies of itself inside of a single one of your cells, right? And so it can disrupt everything. That's why you're so tired. That's why things, go off. So we've got some folks that have gone through that, and one of them, I think the one I got queued up right now, is actually Denise Rodger. She works at a grocery store, and she feels she contracted it there. And I can let you hear her story. Let me turn that on. Give me a second, we'll get that queued up. Denise was really happy that she was able to get onto this. Let me press play. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. This is Love It Cut. All right, so let's go back and get Denise and try that one. The one I've got queued up is a good one too, because it just really took her to another level. But I want to do this COVID one if I can get it to play. All right, here we go again. Let's try it.
You had an experience
COVID, and subsequently you took Restore. Take us through your COVID experience. Tell us what happened as you got on to Restore, please.
All right. Oh, I am a COVID-19 survivor. I work in a grocery store where I believe I contracted the disease. I felt like I was coming down with a cold or a flu, and I kept taking an over-the-counter medicine until I couldn't take it anymore, so I decided to go to the doctor. And they took an x-ray, and they said that I had pneumonia. And I do have several underlying conditions. To name a few, I have high blood pressure, diabetes, congestive heart failure, stage 3 kidney disease, and that's just to name a few that I have that's going on. I coughed and coughed and coughed and coughed, and my oxygen dropped extremely low. I had like 10 doctors in my face. And I was like, oh my God, what's going on? So I never wound up going on a ventilator, thank God. They just monitored me very carefully.
February through June, you had COVID until you were declared free of it in June. Okay? So now, what about any after effects of the COVID? The virus is out of your system, but did you have any other conditions that followed on?
Yes, I did. I broke out hives, and it whipped up my chest and my back. These hives were huge. So I went to the doctor, and he diagnosed me with stress due to COVID. And it was so bad to the point where, because I'm, itching. So I would scratch it, and I sucked it my back on 2 different occasions.
And then subsequent to that was when Randy got with you and you started taking Restore.
I decided to contact my great friend Randy, and he has been a godsend ever since. And he decided to introduce me to Restore. And of course, in the beginning, I was very skeptical. Okay? But because I trusted him, I decided to take it. And I honestly told him, I said, Randy, well, I can't tell you what Restore is doing for me because I feel good. Okay, I only discovered that, what he was trying to convince me in regards to Restore is when I stopped taking it. When I stopped taking it, for whatever reason, I don't know why, it just so bad. And then I spoke to Randy, and he said, look at me, take it and take it. Instead of once a day, take it twice a day. And I've been feeling great ever since. No issues whatsoever. And I had issues I experienced pain in my leg. I woke up one morning and decided, oh my God, what is going on? I can't move. My legs were aching and everything. So I just started rubbing Rejuvenate all over my legs. And I kid you not, in about 5 minutes, I was able to get up, walk as though nothing had ever happened. Only when I stopped taking it is when I discovered, okay, this stuff is actually working, because now that, I missed a couple of days, got busy, sidetracked and everything. And when I wasn't taking it, I kept saying, something is wrong. I don't know what it is. Oh my God, I was sluggish. I was tired. Everything. I started taking Restore again, and boom, the energy went through the roof. I was sleeping good. I felt better, much better. And just as early as this past weekend, I was out and I didn't have a spoon or anything, so I just took the bottle and turned it up. It took my Restore. So I'm a firm believer on Restore. I will be taking Restore for the rest of my life. I can't live without this stuff. I have to have it.
All right. Well, what's the moral of this story for you?
The moral of the story to me is anyone that has any underlying conditions, or you just want to be able, because before Restore, I'm a night owl. I had issues in sleeping. Okay? Now I take Restore, I sleep like a baby. I feel better. And you can't put a price on your health. Your health is everything. Without your health, you have nothing. So I'm convinced I'm on Restore for the rest of my life.
All right. Thank you for that, Denise. We'll follow you with your duration story, okay?
All right.
Okay, so so Nessa, we've had so many experiences and so many different
You had an
kinds of
experience with
conditions. So
COVID,
let me
and
stop that.
subsequently you took the store. Take us through
Let
your
me
COVID
stop that
experience
again.
and tell us what happened as you got
So,
out.
is there another particular area, Vanessa, that you'd like for us to highlight?
Well, that was the COVID. How long did it take her to get over her COVID once she started taking Restore? She had
Randy,
COVID
do
when
you
she
recall?
met you.
Yeah,
Like,
she was actually Randy. Unmute.
Yes. Well, Denise was already over COVID because she was in the hospital for a few weeks, and I was talking with her because the hospital they won't allow you to take any kind of supplements outside the hospital anyway. So as soon as she got out, that's when I contacted her and introduced her to Restore, and that's when she started to feel better and she started to understand that Restore was helping her a little bit, but she really didn't know until she was totally off of it. And she
uh,
actually 911 me. She 911 me saying, Randy, I'm out of this Restore. I haven't had it in my system in a couple of days. You heard what she said. I need
yeah.
my Restore. And just yesterday, I had to take her another bottle because she needed her Restore. But she really
Yeah.
lived and died by it.
So
Wow.
she highlight the after effects that you can have from it. I've also got a family queued up here who started with it and took Restore during the time they had it. We can play that one if you want to hear
Time
it.
they had COVID, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you could play that one. That'd be great.
So Leslie, could you share your experience with us, please?
Well, I'll take a restore. Okay. My husband contracted COVID about 3 weeks ago. He does not take restore. My 9-year-old daughter and I, we both take restore every day. And he was sick on about 3 Tuesdays ago, and it completely took him down. He was tested positive for the virus. That Friday, my daughter began to develop fever, and she started to express that she was feeling hot and cold, and it was recommended by my mom to give her a little more to restore. So that Friday morning, I gave her restore. Afternoon, I gave her restore. By the evening, by the third um, treatment, she was in full fledged energy. She had so much energy, I almost thought I may have given her too much. So by Saturday morning, she was completely fine. But Saturday morning, I also began to establish symptoms of COVID, and they were body ache and chills and slight coughing. But that was it. I continued, even though I was sick for about 14 days, I continued to have my energy. I did not completely go out like my husband did, and he doesn't take the store. So I was still able to take care of the household, take care of her, take care of him. I did have a few days of fatigue, but it didn't paralyze me. Like, even though I was feeling like a little achy, I was still able to get up and move around and feed him, or he really didn't eat too much, but get him drinks or whatever, um, and take care of her as well. So I do believe, I did increase my restore to every 2 hours, but I realized that I wasn't drinking enough water, so I became dehydrated. So water is very important to take with that increase in the amount. I was taking restore every 2 hours, and once I realized that I wasn't getting enough water, and then I continued to increase, then I was okay. But my daughter and I definitely felt that way more quickly than my husband. My husband was literally physically down for about 14 days.
So, Imani, unmute.
Um,
I was hoping that she wasn't going to test positive, but she said, "Mom, I got it," But for the most part, I contribute to the store, to her in London being able uh, to kind of brave through that whole experience.
Mm.
I think
So,
that if they didn't have the restore, they weren't taking the store, and the fact that the restore was already in their system too,
Hmm.
because they've been taking the store for months. So I think that contributed to it as well.
right.
So, and London was taking Restore and vitamin C, and I was also taking Restore, vitamin C, and omega 3.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Leslie and Imani.
So Nessa, this is kind of what we see. We've had any number of instances of this. Like, if you're already on Restore, you are benefiting from the fact that you have more energy overall at the cellular level on up. You can tell it when you walk around. And in addition to that, you're getting better nutrient utilization because, as I said in the intro, we're giving your cells a tune-up. We're making sure that your individual cells work better. So whatever organ they're a part of, your immune system and so on, your different major organs, they're going to be able to perform better. Like your body knows how to deal with this. I mean, we've had millions of years of what God gave us an evolution on top of that it can handle it. It just needs the resources, and our objective of Restore was to provide you with those.
Yes, and I can share, my little quick testimony that I started taking Restore. Angel sent me some after October when you were first on, and we
Mhm.
interviewed with Angel. She actually sent me some free samples first, and I said, "Wow," because I've had fibromyalgia for 8 or 9 years, and I stopped taking any prescription medication 3 or 4 years ago because it wasn't helping. So I actually got the samples, and I said, "Well," I told my husband, I said, "Wow, oh my gosh, my joints don't ache as much. I'm moving around. I can pop up a little quicker." And then I ordered some, and I was like, it's been life changing ever since. We do it 7 days a week, first thing in the morning. My husband takes it as well. And my fibromyalgia, for the first time in 9 years, the last 5 months, mobility's increased by 80%. I'm not aching. I can sit longer than 30 minutes without feeling stiff like a board. My body would just stiffen up. And so it's nice to just pop up out of a chair and move easier and joints. And I haven't used the Rejuvenate cream yet because Restore actually has helped my joints and all of this. In my energy too, with fibromyalgia, you tend to have horrible energy levels. You have insomnia. It's a lot of side effects. I have no insomnia anymore. I sleep straight through. And then the thing is, though, the energy level is through the roof. I mean, literally, it was like I was in between the mattress before, right? And now I'm like, I mean, I'm up early. I'm up early all the time. My husband gets up at 4 in the morning to go to work, but he's an early riser. But I'm an early riser and be up just as early as he is with the same level of energy. That never happened before. I used to be knocked out until at least 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and now I'm up early with him, and I have energy that sustains me all day long. And I take four. I take 4 drops a day, 7 days a week. So I just take the little droplet. We just hold it up and put it right under the tongue. That's how I take mine. I mean, and so I thank God for Angel, who I met at one of our I Am Mastery Academy events back in September here in Maryland. When I met her, she saw me limping and she said, "You're limping." I said, "Yeah, because we sat for 2 or 3 hours and I would stiffen up. And so by the time I would stand up, my joints would take a while to warm up. And we're walking down the hall. Well, she said, "I got something for that." And that was my introduction to the product and then to you. So I just want to give my quick little shout out about the product. So it's really
Awesome.
phenomenal. Yes. Now I want to say this. I know a lot of people know that this is about investing in your future, and some people focus on the health and wellness from the outside, right? Going to the gym, eating right. We're not saying you're not supposed to do that. Of course, you're supposed
Mhm.
to do that, but I want you to really emphasize the importance of cellular well-being and the part that it plays in the person's overall health. Because a lot of people, they'll do all the other outward things, right? Eat right, go to the gym, but they overlook the fact that your cells are dying every day and you need that cellular, you need to educate people who are really on the outside versus working from the inside out.
So, mentally being able to cope with things better, that kind of thing. To start with, your brain is one of the three top organs that use energy, right? So your ability to stay centered, to be able to deal with things emotionally, that's all supported by the energy level, plus some specific things that Dr. Elliott did. For example, there's actually a relationship between what happened with Randy and his myasthenia gravis. It's an autoimmune disease in some ways, and what happened to your friend Angel, right? Angel from the first broadcast gets blown up in Iraq 17 years ago, and she had lost her memory until Randy comes along 17 years later in 2020, right? Well,
Mm-hmm.
being able to support that, her neurotransmitters, and the same, and in the same way, Randy, these two very different sounding conditions got addressed. So when you can deal with that, when you can help people cope with stress, okay, just dealing with everyday life, like when things come up that might otherwise provoke you, annoy you, take you out of your game, they just kind of roll off. So a lot of people locked in during COVID. There are people who are kind of getting COVID stress, not from any specific thing other than they can't get out and meet other people and do the things that they would normally do. So, that it's very gratifying to have the ability to support people in all those ways at the same time.
Yes, I think that's very important. Randy, is there something you wanted to say or add to that?
Yes. I wanted to say I have been knowing Antoinette 17 years. Well, actually, I met Antoinette in I think 2013, and she's actually been in my house. I had no idea that she had short-term and long-term memory until I introduced this part to her, and she shared with me. She said, "Randy, guess what?" I said, "What?" She said, "I got my memory back. I didn't even know you had lost." This young lady, so amazing, got her bachelor's degree, couldn't remember her professor's name, going to the wrong class on the wrong day, turning assignments to the wrong professors, and got her bachelor's degree, which I did. So fast forward, when she talked to myself and Rodger on a three-way call, I think it was back in July or August when I introduced the product to her, and she told me all this stuff. Couldn't remember her own grandkids' names, 5 of them. You, come here. You know. I mean, can you imagine a 4-year-old saying, "Grandma, can you just say my name?" And she couldn't remember it.
Mm.
She had to put notes in her phone to remember she had notes. You know the
Mm-hmm.
story. So
Mm-hmm.
elated when she told me that, and that's just one testimony of dozens and dozens that Rodger's going to tell. But the thing is, I have so many of those. I have another gentleman that was suffering post-traumatic stress like me. Now, my PTSD, because I'm a combat veteran, along with a lot of other ones. I have at least a dozen veterans on this product, and that post-traumatic stress has been minimized to a measurable level. I'm not saying it's totally cured, but some of them that are having bad dreams at night, now they're having good dreams. And Rodger can attest to the fact of how this affects my psyche, my memory, my mind. I'm sharper. I get things done. I'm able to have an acuity that's vividly clear on things I'm trying to get done. And this product allows me, along with the energy, it allows me to get so many things done that I never otherwise would procrastinate, feeling like it. And just about every single person that gets that energy level turned up in that mitochondria, they tell us the same thing. Their energy is unbelievable. At 70 plus years old, one of my veterans got blown up in Iraq. He's in a wheelchair cleaning out his garage at 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock in the morning in a wheelchair in August. Remember back in August, it was hot at 80 degrees at night. It was hot. And he told me that he said, "Randy, I'm getting sensation in my lower extremities where his arm, his legs and everything are shattered from the crack, from the shrapnel." He said, "Randy, I'm starting to get feelings in my legs." So he's excited. He's been on the product for months, along with Antoinette and so many other ones. But it's just been a blessing. So when Rodger talks about the energy and the mind and the mental psyche that this product affects, it's all by design because of that mitochondria and the way Dr. Elliott put this formulation together to actually do what it's supposed to be doing. And we're excited about that. But thank you for allowing me to speak again.
I have one quick one, if Roger doesn't mind me telling. I have
Okay.
a
Sure.
friend here. She started taking it 6 weeks ago. She's also part of the I Am Master Academy team, and she actually's been in North Carolina taking care of her dad. Her dad has a case of dementia. She started taking it. Her sugar levels have come way down to regular level for herself. Her joints are feeling better. She's been on disability for years because of arthritis. and her joints are feeling better. But she said she texted me and said, "How is Dad doing?" She's still down there. She lives in D.C., but she's still down there working with her dad, taking him to appointments. She said, "My dad's clearing. His mental capacity has totally turned around. His focus is clear. He's almost like her original dad before the diagnosis. He's been on Restore about 4 or 5 weeks." So she's so
Wow.
excited. Yeah. So she's like, he's really clear. He's focusing. He knows who everybody is. She said he had
So,
the clearest thoughts and sentences now, and it's only been 4 or 5 weeks. And for her, it's when her sugar levels have dropped dramatically. She's able to move more and be more agile. Somebody who suffered from arthritis for years. So this is someone who just got it because I told her my testimony of what it did for my
yes.
fibromyalgia, and she bought it weeks ago when she had it shipped to North Carolina and everything, and they're both taking it. I don't know if she got any other family members on it yet. I have to talk to her, but those two people they're on it and they're seeing big results. So that tells you about the mind. Because Dad, before this, his thoughts were not clear. Having a slight bout with dementia.
Mhm.
She said he's very clear. He's more focused now. So I just wanted to throw that out there for her.
So, so, so let me, if I may, just quickly follow up on that. With respect to the blood sugar and blood pressure, that speaks to the adaptogenic aspects that we were talking about. And because we're increasing your energy to begin with the mitochondria, it's taking a lot of that sugar out of your bloodstream and burning it to energy. So it's very efficient that way, as well as doing repair from some damage that's been done based on the ingredients in there, being able to work on the cells that line your blood vessels. Regarding the gentleman recovering, in Houston, we had a family who's the mother, her sister, she's going on 80, but her younger sister had been on our product, and the doctors had sent her home to die. She was having a series of mini strokes, and every time she had one, a part of her brain would die. As she got to where she wasn't coherent, couldn't have a conversation, so they said, "There's nothing else we can do. Send her home and just prepare for her final event." And so they put her on Restore. They were wondering, she was about 3 weeks from her 80th birthday. They did not think she was going to make it. And long story short, she went from being like a baby that had to carry her around and do everything for her to her waking up one day and saying, "I got to get my hair done and go do some shopping." So we've seen miracles like that happen.
Okay, wow. Well, I'm just going to say that, I know that you're very self-disciplined. You're a fitness fanatic who cycles year-round. Do you find that your love of fitness has played a key role in the development of the products by Greenville Labs?
It is, because I actually test this stuff, right? I take everything, and the first time I took it, we were staying up all night, a lot of work to do, and I go to bed at 6 o'clock in the morning, wake up at noon, and go back at it. And so I had, late that night, I said, "I want to go for a bicycle ride." I rode 30 odd miles, which, if you love the cycle, that's not a big deal. The big deal for me was how I felt the next day. I didn't feel like I had walked around a block, let alone rode 30 miles. So I knew we were onto something. That was a few years ago. And then we started initially just trying to, again, support people with blood sugar and blood pressure issues. But Dr. Elliott really overachieved. We ended up with the Restore that we've been talking about today.
Wow. Now, I see that your motto for the company is potential equals your passion. Can you expound upon that motto?
Yeah, we believe that. We have a lot of passion for what we're doing. We committed that we wanted to develop the kind of product line that will do more than is typical, that will kind of fill in the gaps between other nutrient companies and what the medical profession provides. And both of them do great things in certain areas. But look at how many people with all these things we've been talking about need a better way to approach their health. And this turning up your cellular energy, making your cells fitter, giving them a tune-up approach, it just has such wide-reaching implications. I mean, more than we have a time to even talk about in this broadcast. But if people will go to our site, Foxx Restore, Foxx, restore.com, and there's lots of information there. There's a PDF on the products that you can get and read all about them and ingredients and all of that. And of course, mention Nessa when you go there if you decide to buy it, and share the word.
Okay, my final question. Any final words of advice on how anyone can reach you who are looking forward to improving their health and wellness and how they should invest in this product in the future? Your website will be listed under the under the on my page or website, Foxx Restore will be listed. But any final words of advice to people who how they can improve their health through this product and how they can invest in their health in the future?
Right. So, so when you go to the site, there's a contact us there, and there's a phone number you can text or call. You'll reach our customer service people, and certainly information on all the products and whatnot are there. Also, on Saturday, every Saturday at noon Eastern and so on for the other time zones, 11 Central and 10 Mountain, 9 Pacific time, and so forth, we have a health and wellness call every Saturday. And on that call, we take on pertinent health topics. In the last few weeks, we talked about COVID. We talked about your heart, your eyes, stress. We may be talking about mental issues like your brain and so forth this coming Saturday. Great source of information. Come and check that out. And we have another one on Monday nights at 9 Eastern. And you'll hear all kinds of stories, and you can certainly get more information that way as well.
Okay, well, I want to thank you, Mr. Hill and Randy, for your testimonies, phenomenal work that you're doing. Look, ladies and gentlemen, reach out to these gentlemen. Look, this has been life-changing for me for the last 4.5 months, and I'll have the website there. So you want to get this product. Again, anybody want information on the conference calls on Saturday mornings, Monday evenings, let us know. And I'll see you next Thursday, where my guest will be Sansaray Woodford, talking about women's advocacy and empowerment. And you'll have a blessed and phenomenal week. And again, reach out to this phenomenal gentleman. They're really changing lives all over the country, and so many testimonies are pouring in. And this too can make a difference in your health and wellness. Have a blessed week, and thank you for joining Chat with Nessa. Talk to you soon.
Thank you, Nessa.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Nessa.
Okay, thanks.
All righty. Thank you for contributing your own story. That was great.
Yeah, everything's frozen on my computer. I can't even see you right now. So I'm just going to shut it down
We
because I
see
think we're
you
still.
frozen.
Yeah, I'm frozen. So
Okay.
y'all, thank you, and I'll send you the podcast. Okay, thank you. Have a great
Thank
evening. Be
you.
in touch soon. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Randy.
Michael, come here. Stop. You can't see me on Facebook no more. Can you? You froze. It's blank. Oh, I saw you. Can you still see me though? I couldn't even stop the broadcast.